What's up, guys? So today is finally the day to work on the Soarer. I've collected a little bit of parts, but today I'm just going to focus on the 1ZZ coil over plug install, get rid of the 26, 27-year-old technology and bring the car a little bit more into today's technology as far as spark goes. It's not only an upgrade, but it's supposed to be more reliable and work much better overall. I'm also going to try to clean my idle air control valve because I'm having issues with it stalling whenever I come to a stop or I get a low idle, so I want to dive into that. So let's first start by removing the old coils. So the first part I have is from Auto Sports Engineering, same people I got the transmission adapter from, and this is basically so the 1ZZ coils can have a mounting place, and it's all labeled front, middle, rear. It comes with the hardware. I'm sure this is going to go under here to give it height because the coils are super tall. And I'm sure these are going to be the ones to hold these in, and then these top bolts I'm sure will hold the actual coil pack to the bracket. Alright, so the brackets are now in, pretty easy, and now we can put our 1ZZ coils. These are used, I got them on eBay, they are Denso brand, that is the part number. You can get these at the junkyard, you can order them online. I'd much rather get a Denso than some AutoZone junk. So you can find these relatively cheap, and all you gotta do is remove, there's a rubber boot here, and it's just slide into each space exactly where the threaded holes are in the corner here. So I'm gonna put those on and we'll get to the wire harness. All right, so the coils are now in, and to be honest, I wasn't a big fan of how the Autosport Engineering bracket fit because the coils did not match up really that close. Like this one, I attempted to do it, just did not match up right, so I just slid them in there. They're pretty hard to remove, like you'd really have to put tension on it. And I also realized I will no longer need the OEM coil pack harness, so disregard what I said about the connectors, because the Wiring Specialties harness, this is from wiringspecialties.com, has all the brand new plugs for the 1ZZ coils, the plugs that go to the igniter right here, and then you can remove your igniter and the 3 plugs that connect to it. All right, so tried to start it and didn't start, and it's because let's focus. All right, you see how there's 4 pins? This third pin is called our IGF, and that signal needs to go to the ECU so the ECU knows that this is producing spark. On a standalone, you don't need this third pin. All of these only have 3 wires, so I can't use this harness as is. So I ordered another harness that could I could D-pin and re-pin, so I have the IGF, and I want to run the IGF straight to, I believe it's this left side pin is the IGF signal. So let's see, yes, it's going to be the one that's missing, so it's this bottom left right here. So in the meantime, I'm going to install my Recaro confetti seats. So I already have one put together, so I'm going to put that one in. It's going to be our passenger side, and then we'll work on getting the driver's side in. All right, so the seats are in. This one could use a good cleaning. That one's pretty mint. I used bride rails because I wanted perfect fitment, and that's exactly what I got. So they look freaking awesome. Eventually I need to completely redo this interior. I want it all black. So, I mean, that's a start. Can't go wrong with some confetti, Recaro confetti seats. All right, so I got it temporarily wired up. It runs, but it runs like shit. And I think this is the culprit. This junk coil pack. Because put that back. Makes no difference. Runs like shit whether it's in or not. Let me just try to get it in. Jesus Christ. If I remove number one, it shuts off. And you can hear the spark. So I think this is causing me a misfire. What a pain in the ass. Alright, so I went to the junkyard, got a new coil for number 5, and everything should work. I had to figure out the tachometer. That still doesn't work, but there's no more misfire. Engine sounds really good. So I'll have to figure out the tach issue. But for now, it's temporarily wired in. I need to get it pretty much cleaned up and permanently wired in. So at this point, it's been quite a while since I even touched the car from the beginning of the video till now. The last thing I was doing was trying to figure out the tach issue. And I kind of came to the conclusion where if I can't figure it out without pinning something down the line by the ECU, I'm probably just going to revert it back to stock, because I don't want to get down to where the ECU is until I go standalone, and it's coming up eventually. So, you know, instead of wasting time trying to make this work, you know, if I can't, I'll just revert it back to stock. At least you kind of have an idea of what you can do with this setup. So I'm gonna take a stab at it. If not, I still need to clean the idle air control valve. I still have to install LEDs in the headlights. I have one done, but not the other. I have fog lights to put in, and I have license plate LEDs. So I have some stuff to keep me busy. It's a crappy day today. It's raining. I was trying to get the car cleaned up for a little meet tomorrow, but I don't know. If I could at least get the car running, yeah, that would be one step. But the car is super dusty and disgusting, so I don't know. We'll start. All right. Haven't started this thing in forever. All right, neutral. As we see, no tach. This is the tach wire coming off of the harness. I think if I just pin it here, it should work, but that's how I had it. It didn't make no difference. So, I don't know. I kind of have it touching. Go back to the car. It's not working. And I swear I got it working at one point. So I kind of played with it. I really couldn't figure it out, which is very disappointing. So like I said, I think this is more of like a standalone thing. I'm pretty sure you can get it to work, but I just don't know how. I've looked up diagrams. I've looked it up online to see what other people did, and I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that I have a digital tach. I really don't know. It's kind of, like I said, it's disappointing. So it runs with the 1ZZ coils, and I'm sure it would work great, but I need a tach so I could actually see when to shift. So I'm probably going to have to remove the setup, go back to stock, and just wait till I upgrade the computer. All right, so stock coils are in, verified everything works, so I'm glad that's back the way it was. Next thing I'm gonna do here is clean the idle idle air control valve, which is right here. I have an issue with the car keeps on freaking stalling every time I come to a stop. Sometimes it stalls, sometimes it's low idle, sometimes it works fine once I restart it. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's this, so I'm gonna remove it and clean it, and hopefully that makes a difference. All right, so back in one piece. Idle air control valve, I cleaned it, kind of. I just sprayed carb cleaner, brake cleaner, finish it off with WD, kind of lubricate. You can take it completely apart, but I'm gonna start with that and see if that makes any difference. I've not driven this car since July 4th. Today is now August 20th. So it will start right up because I've started it. I've not driven it with the brides yet, but I'll let it warm up and we'll take it for a spin. So my initial impressions, I'm a little too fat, I'm too big. I'm not even that I'm fat. My waist is too big for these seats, so I'm really hugging in these seats, which is cool. Yeah, love these Recaros though. Had them in my Civic, now I got them in the Soarer. This thing needs a black interior. So test drove it and still kind of doing it, so who the hell knows. Maybe the capacitors are taking a shit in the ECU. Maybe the idle control valve's taking a shit. Leaning more towards the idle control valve. But, I mean, car still drives great. Feels good. I would have recorded some pulls, but I don't really have a place to put my phone to record. So, at this point, I'm going to clean this dusty SOB. Put my LED lights in. Probably call it a day. So, let's get it done. Alright, so it has come time to finally install these HIO LED bulbs. I got them off Amazon quite a while ago, and the thing is, they take a 9005 bulb or 9006. It fits, like the locking mechanism is the same, but where this O-ring is, it's too big to fit into the Soarer housing. I already have one bulb installed, and basically what I had to do is just shave off some plastic on this O-ring, where the O-ring goes, just enough where it would fit into the housing. So I will now show you how it looks on one. Let's go. All right, so on the left here, we have the LED already installed. Let me see what it is. It's a 6000K white. The high beams are also on for some reason. And this side, normal halogen bulb. Once it gets a little darker, you'll see the difference. You can already see the difference even though it's light out. So just gonna do the same thing on this side. Forget about the high beams. I'm not putting those. I don't ever use them. I do have the bulbs for the fog lights. Hopefully they'll fit correctly. All right, I was gonna pull the car out, but unfortunately it's raining and the Soarer is clean. So I do not want to get the car dirty again with the rain. So we'll have to just test it in the garage. Let's see. All right. So, see what the best way we can capture this. So these are the LED headlights in I think it was cool white. Let me double check that. Let me see. 6000K white. Okay, so it just says 6000K white. The fog lights, I went with a yellow color, kind of like, you know, how most JDM cars have it. And I think it looks pretty damn cool. The fog lights are H3 bulbs. Went in relatively simple. And I'm just a big fan of this. Just think it looks real clean. And I went with some LED license plate bulbs. I think the part number on that is 9825. Let me double check. 2825 for the license plate light bulbs, but I think this thing looking pretty cool with the yellow fogs, the ultimate JDM seats, the, Jesus, you can't even see, the Recaro confettis, the ultimate JDM seat. I don't care what you say. Definitely the confetti's classic. So we had some wins, we had some fails this video. Definitely the wins, super easy install. The LED lights, the seats with the nice bright rails, they went in perfectly. Coil packs, I think they worked. Just I need a tack to know when the heck I'm shifting, so those will sit on the bench until I can figure out how that's gonna work, but probably most likely on a standalone. But that looks cool. All right, so I think this is gonna conclude this video. Super happy with how the car turned out. I think I'm going in the direction of getting away from trying to make it go super fast at this exact moment, because I'm thinking about upgrading the front brakes first to some LS400 calipers, possibly the rear brakes, if not just refreshing the rear brakes. And I would like to paint the interior black, that way it's all black, with some carbon fiber accents, because from what I've seen online, it looks freaking awesome. So stay tuned. More than likely the next video will probably be a C10 video. I still need to get the accessories for that engine, get some parts for that engine, and get everything I need in order to put it in the truck and get it running before I do everything else on it. So stay tuned. Appreciate your support. Check me out on Instagram, JZChris92. Till next time, later.